Good day to you. My name is Maria Kądzielska and this is Poland Daily Culture, and we're talking about Belarus. Here with us is Michał Overczuk, a documentary filmmaker, but also a co-author of a book in Polish, Partyzanci. Your character, Ichar Losik, is behind the bars. We talked about it in the previous episode that he's still locked up and there's not many chance for him to come out. Did you have a chance to meet or to talk to his wife, Dasha?
I had a chance to, I don't want to say more about it, but I had a chance to talk with a lot of people from the environment, the journalistic environment. I had my own research, and of course I've talked with Dasha. That's why I put her quotes in a book. I haven't met Ichar, as I'm pretty sure that I've talked with people that were decent enough to put a valuable and good information about Ichar in the book.
I understand, but this is not the only story. There are many stories of 20, exactly 20 of journalists who face problems, who are rebellious against the system, and who are trapped somewhere. I don't see right now a way to resolve this situation. Because, of course, it's not only the matter of Belarus, but it's also a matter of Russia, who has a huge influence on the Belarus, and who doesn't want to slip away. The country doesn't want to let it go.
I mean, I'm not an expert if it comes to Eastern Bloc. You know, you should have been asking them, some kind of professors. But in my opinion, Putin, he doesn't like Lukashenka, and that's obvious. Like, he doesn't like him. He needs him, but he doesn't like him, right? And Lukashenka is in this difficult kind of situation that he cannot step back. And he told that already to his, generals, and I even quote that, like General Kampionko, who's like quoting Lukashenka in the book, that they cannot step back, because if they step back, it's going to be like what happened in Poland back in 1989, the whole transformation. But without this, thick red line, that's you're going to end up everything like in Czech Republic. It's going to be the same amount of, illustrations and, sentences and courts and whatever. They're going to put them in jail and they're going to trial them. I mean, the perpetrators right now. I mean, I'm talking about the military. I'm talking about the police. And that's, in my opinion, that's not the case. They're telling that to those, police officers or whatever, to scare them. That's going to be the case only if it comes to few of the generals and ministers and whatever. But they're scared, so their defense, they're trying to defend themselves from the virus of the freedom.
I see. So because the thing is that, of course, it's a Russian influence, and there are also Russian forces in Belarus, of course. But there are some. I
want to say that I want to stress it out. Lukashenka is an useful idiot for Putin. He's useful for him. Yeah. He's not likable. He's useful. That's the difference.
There are many. The story between two of them is a long thing, and of course, Lukashenko had a huge history behind him, and he wanted to be much more important in Russia before, but it didn't happen.
He would have been. 10 years ago, that would be completely different. Right now, he's extremely useful and he's extremely important.
We look at the Belarus with, first of all, a lot of sympathy and a lot of pity, because there are people there who crave for freedom, and even the fact that the protests there are so peaceful. I mean, the protesters, they care about the surroundings around. They take off the shoes in order to stand on the bench, because they don't fight against the country. They fight for the country. It's their country.
Yes, they
want to destroy the streets.
They fight for the country. They fight against the oppression. That, as I said before, they just want to be free. They don't want to, to burn streets or whatever they're accusing of. But still, 10 years ago, they had those silent protests, the silent demonstrations in Belarus. And the only recognizable thing about the protesters were occasionally they were clapping. That's why they the government introduced the bill like you cannot clap anymore in the public without no reason, which is and I even write that in the book because I was like completely insane for me. And all of those edicts, all of those things that Lukashenko or his government gonna put even more oppression towards the people, they're just gonna find a way to do it. If they cannot do it in Belarus, they're gonna do it wherever, maybe in Poland, maybe somewhere else, but they're gonna fight because, in my opinion, like this seed of freedom is gonna grow. Like that's gonna be a plant, that's gonna be a tree someday. But because of Lukashenko, he planted the seed because of the oppression. People, they were okay because you had like ups and downs in Belarus for many years, like 20 something, right? But there were ups and downs. People were like used to that. Okay, that's gonna be all right. That's gonna be all right. But now he planted the tree, and in my opinion, the tree is gonna grow, and that's a tree of freedom. I don't know if that's
well, it's a good way
metaphor, but,
and a good way to wrap up this episode. But the tree of freedom is growing in Belarus, and I mean one of the fruits of this tree is a book called Partizanci, in a cooperation of many Polish journalists together to fight and to present the stories of Belarusian journalists who fight against the regime. Many beautiful stories, just the stories of people who want to make their job, who want to work, and who do nothing against the law, but they are charged for it. They end up in prisons and they are afraid. Definitely would recommend this for you. And read about Belarusian. Be interested in the story because the world should see and the world should watch. And that's probably what we can do. Thank you very much for being with us and watching Poland Daily Culture.